This is the AMBERHAUS 9-drawer Victorian dresser. Now, full disclosure, this is a paid review, but the opinions in this video are my own. Alright, so this is a pretty cool dresser. It definitely has a unique look, but it is a little bit pricey, so let me give you a closer look at it and help you figure out if this is the right dresser for you. The dresser's made from a bunch of different MDF boards, and all of the boards have this sort of faux textured wood cover on them. And it's not laminate, but it's kind of similar. It's like a contact paper sort of thing, maybe a vinyl, I'm not exactly sure. And then all of the edges are covered in laminate. But anyway, with this dresser, you get a nice flat one-piece top. There's a handy power strip over on the right side here with 2 regular plugs, a USB and USB-C port. Of course, a cord for that comes out the back so you can plug it in. And as mentioned, this one has a total of 9 drawers, but you can get it with 7 drawers, and there are also a few other color options. And these drawers use some very nice side-mounted metal drawer sides, very well mounted on here, very sturdy. And they do have some release levers on the sides, so if you pull those, then you can pull the drawers all the way out. And after pulling this drawer out, you may notice that all 3 of these sides are actually made from a real wood. And I'm not exactly sure what type of wood this is, but it's a very lightweight, light-colored softwood. It's all sanded down nice and smooth. The edges are slightly rounded over. And then the drawer bottoms are made out of the same material as the top, about 1/8 of an inch thick, just a different color to match the sideboards. Also, all of the knobs on the front here are metal, which give it a very nice feel. Very good amount of storage space here, and the inner dimensions of each drawer is about 16.5 wide by 11.5 deep. But anyway, just taking a full look at the dresser again, it has a very nice look with the inset drawer fronts. And then the 45-degree corners with these routed trim pieces look very nice as well. It does really help add to the whole Victorian style look of it. And then when it comes to the sturdiness, it is a pretty solid dresser. It's nice and rigid, and it supports my weight pretty well. I can stand on top of it with no issues. Of course, it will be best if you're going to put a lot of weight on top to spread it out, or at least put it above the vertical supports. But overall, it is pretty well supported. Pretty solid with all of my weight on top of it as well, and the drawers do still open just fine, even when standing right on top of them. Now, speaking of the stability of this, I do want to mention it did come with these 2 metal brackets. You kind of attach these in this slot down here, and once that's secured in there, it will look a little bit like this on both sides, and this is to help prevent it from tipping forwards. And adding on to that, they do have these metal clips with some plastic ties, which you can secure to the back, and with these you can secure it to the wall just to be 100% sure that it's not going to tip over. And as far as the drawers themselves, it really doesn't give a weight capacity for them, but here is 35 pounds. You can see it supports this just fine. Still opens and closes very nicely as well, and that's probably more than you're going to put in there anyway, so I think the drawers are plenty solid enough. That being said, one small issue I did run into on some of the drawers is that the drawer bottoms are cut a little bit smaller than they should be. I pulled this out so you can see it a little better. Stuck in here like normal, it works just fine, but if the drawer bottom slides all the way to the front too much, then it's not exactly fully supported by the back anymore. And now it kind of sags down a bit if you put any weight on it, because it's only supported by the sides and the front. And that is only an issue I had with a couple of these drawers. Most of them are just fine. Even if I try and slide the board all the way forward, they're still fully supported here. And there's also a pretty easy way to fix it. You just got to get a pack of these plastic wedges. They're pretty cheap and they're very easy to use. You just take a couple of them, jam it into the corners like this, then screw it in, and that will hold the drawer bottom in place, which will fix the issue. Or maybe an easier fix is to just use some hot glue in the corners. But anyway, just to really quickly go over the unboxing and assembly, this thing came packaged up in 2 separate boxes, and opening these up, you can see they came packaged pretty well. Lots of foam and corner protectors. And pulling all of those out, there are definitely quite a few pieces here, but the majority of them are for the drawers. But then here's a look at the hardware. It uses a few different types here, but it's mainly some wood screws, dowels, and cam lock screws. And personally, I found it pretty easy to put together, nothing super complicated. The main thing you got to make sure to get right is the spacing on the drawer slides here, which holes to screw them into. Make sure they're spaced from the front correctly, but the instructions go over all of that very well. And if you haven't built anything like this before, it might take you a bit longer, but for me, it took me just under an hour and 45 minutes. So yeah, overall, I think this is a nice dresser. Of course, it does have that small problem with the drawers, but it does have a very easy fix. And once it's all put together, the dresser has a good amount of storage space, it's nice and sturdy, and it looks very nice as well.